This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1245 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday morsel of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by Clarion Hotel, Lexington. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today, I am joined by my tipster sister, Michelle Barr from Right Lead Equestrian Center in Louisiana, and we are sharing our favorite ways to keep from sabotaging your own horse show experience. And we'll get right to our tip after this from Clarion Hotel, Lexington.
If you're coming to Kentucky Horse Park for the Rolex or any other event, the best way to complete your Rolex experience is to stay at the nearby Clarion Hotel, just 4 miles from the horse park. At the Clarion Hotel, your experience will include a great room featuring a Tempur-Pedic memory foam bed, flat screen TV, and in the morning, a full free hot breakfast with eggs, sausage, waffles, and other great breakfast items. The Clarion is a full-service hotel with easy access off of I-75 at exit 115 with plenty of parking for your truck and trailer. The Clarion Hotel is also pet-friendly, so you can always bring along your furry friends. Best of all, you don't have to leave the hotel to enjoy fantastic Kentucky-style food and drink. Cortland's Southern Kitchen offers innovative Southern fare and a casual atmosphere, or you can relax at the Sports Page Bourbon Bar and Grill, where you can give the bourbon sampler a try. It's a great way for you and your friends to discover which Kentucky spirit is your favorite. If you're coming to Rolex, you better get your reservation in early. 859-233-0512. That's 859-233-0512.
And I'm so happy to have back on the Horse Tip Daily Show Michelle Barr, who always stops by with plenty of sage advice and clever ideas. How you been, Michelle?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be talking to you again.
I hear you're feeding the ponies right now.
I'm feeding the ponies.
Now,
they promised they would behave.
I was going to say, are we going to hear bucket thrashing and stomping? And
for Junior here, you might.
Now, explain to everybody who is not familiar with your recent history who Junior is.
Oh, he is my Cleveland Bay colt who is rising too. He's looking at his second birthday here pretty quick.
Oh boy. And is he full-blooded Cleveland Bay or part Cleveland Bay?
He's 3/4. His sire is pure and his mother is my part bred that I competed and do demos and all that good stuff with.
So she was part thoroughbred and part Cleveland Bay?
Yeah, she's her dammed thoroughbred, and her sire, was pure Cleveland Bay.
Okay, so and Junior is boring old brown, just like he should be.
Well, Emma has a lovely star, and I was hoping for a lovely star, and I got a plain brown wrapper.
Plain brown wrapper. Well, in the Cleveland Bay world, that's a good thing.
They like it that way. The purists very much like it that way. And you know what? He makes up for not having a star with personality.
There you go. He is quite the character, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yes, he is. He's all boy.
He's all boy. Well, I'm sure as he gets closer and closer to having a human on his back, he is going to cause you to have some more tips for us, I am sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, today's first tip that we're going to work on, I think, is show season is not far away. It's February as we record this. And for a lot of folks, they are into the winter show season. And for folks who are not, the spring show season is very shortly coming. So we thought we'd talk about some things that you should or shouldn't do, how to not sabotage your horse show experience. And I've got a sneaking suspicion you've seen it all.
I may not have seen it all, but I've seen quite a bit.
Tell us your top.
And actually done quite a bit, myself. So I can give you the ideas that I try to remind myself and that I try to remind all my riders. I can't say just girls now because I have a young lad now.
Oh boy, branching out.
Yep. So the first thing, and I see this a lot, and I used to do this a lot when I was much younger, is you stay up too late the night before the show.
Oh, we never do that.
No. Yeah. Especially if you're traveling and, we're at the hotel, we had a big trip, we're all excited, everything's so cool, can't wait to show Sugarfoot tomorrow. Cleaned up in the division last year. We're going to do it again, and you just get so excited you can't stand yourself. So resist the urge, go to bed. Oh, but I got to clean my tack, blah, blah, blah. Do a little bit every night, just like studying, a little bit every night. And just go to bed. I was notorious for staying up to braid, till like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
You really can't turn in your best performance that way. You just can't. It's impossible. So go to bed. Go to bed.
Go to bed. Yeah, I think you make a good point there. Because a lot of people think that, I'm not staying up goofing off or partying with my friends, but they're still staying up till 11, 12 and still getting 4 hours of sleep. But regardless of why you're staying up late, getting 4 hours of sleep the day before your horse show is just not a good plan.
No, not.
And the same for your horse. He needs his rest too.
Well, of course. And that is an issue because if you don't compete a lot and your horse is at a new place and the lights are on and there's other horses he doesn't know, and he's going to be tired too. So somebody's got to have the advantage here, and it better be you. You have the bigger brain.
There you go.
Yep. So that's number one. Number two is you've got to eat something. And I still struggle with this because I'm running from dressage arena to show jumping to cross country to all the different warm-ups and back to the barn and back and forth. And especially if you're going to ride, you've got to eat something. And I remember growing up that my instructor would stop me, say, this is, of course, before I had students, but you just get so wound up in watching and helping, and you're nervous, and you got there late, or you're allergic to whatever it is they're selling at a concession stand. You got to eat something, because especially if you're going to go out cross country.
Especially,
you can't go out there on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
Eat something. Eat some beef jerky. Eat some turkey jerky, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Something.
Eat a stud muffin.
I don't think you should have a huge meal before you go out and run, but you need to. That's the great thing about eventing. If you event, is you know what your times are, or you ride dressage, you know what your times are.
Mm-hmm.
So you can plan your meal or your little meals, break it down little like a horse. Think of yourself like your horse, small meal, and eat a little bit before you go, and then when you come back, you'll be ravenous. But you'll be able to keep it down.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, to break it out into little tiny bits instead of sitting down to a hamburger and French fries.
Yeah, because you're going to feel sick after that. And don't drink a Coke before you ride at any time, anything carbonated, because that's just gross. You go around sit and trot, and you got all that carbonation foaming up in there, and ew.
And
don't do that.
Yeah, and you would never let your horse compete on that. You wouldn't let your horse compete if he completely lost his appetite and his tummy didn't feel well.
Exactly.
You wouldn't expect him to perform well, so you can't expect you to perform well. So I think even for people, that's hard. And I was one of those people that, and I still am, I don't like to eat anything in the morning. I have to be up for 3 or 4 hours before I want to see food. You figure out ways and things that you can consume that will sustain your body so you can perform properly in the saddle.
Right. Well, and don't forget, this isn't just limited to the day of the show. If you really want to think about it,
good point.
You need to be thinking about this the week or several weeks before the show.
Mm-hmm.
We like to say that we're athletes, and it's very true, we are. But a lot of times we don't treat ourselves that way. And we need to do a better job. If, we're going to expect the horse to perform at his peak, then you have to be able to step up and give your horse your best.
Absolutely. There you go. That's straight from the mouth of the riding instructor. There you go. What else do you got?
Number 3, and different people deal with this different ways. I've had riders that get really freaked out listening to the other people come in and talk about the course and, oh, that blue bench, I just had a spook and a stop, or, the water's getting kind of chewed up. If you are having a hard time refocusing and thinking about your plan, thinking about your walk, whatever it was, on your course walk, or going over the test in your head, you hear people come back to the barn and there's drama everywhere. Just put some headphones on.
There's a good idea. I should have thought of that, having spent many hours with headphones on these past few years. A good idea.
Yeah, so listen to Horse Radio Network. Listen to
Thank you for the plug.
a book.
I'll send you that $5.
Yeah. That's right. It's straight to the feed store. Listen to, if you're studying, I know a lot of people do a voice recording of notes, and then they play back that voice recording.
Oh yeah.
Do some
courses.
studying.
Yeah.
There's other things to do to help take the focus off everyone that seems to be diverting you. And a lot of people, most people, aren't trying to do this to upset the people around them, or to confuse them, or to try to beat them.
You don't need to take it personally. It's still up.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, we all know this. We come back to the barn, and it's such you've had that adrenaline hit, and you just are like, wow, okay, man, this happened, and that happened, and this happened, and it's just coming out because it's just coming out.
Right.
It's just how it is when you come back to the barn. So some riders need to insulate themselves from that. Not everybody, but I find some of the riders that are particularly new to showing and new to the pressure, they do better with being able to have a little buffer for themselves.
Yeah. And when I was competing actively, I never had the conscious sensation of being distracted by all of that. I was never one of those riders that felt like the barn drama and the excitement and things like that bothered me. But when I made an effort to, as you say, insulate myself a little bit, I figured out a warm-up routine and things like that so that I could kind of be away from everybody and everything. Any of my friends or family that was along, fellow competitors, students, whoever else was there, try to find a way to do all of my warm-up routine right on down to getting tacked up to get ready to warm up with as little distraction as possible. I rode much better, despite the fact that it never felt nervous to begin with. I was better focused and put in a better ride.
Well, and you make a good point with the friends and the family, and they're all there to be happy for you and to cheer for you, but most of them don't know what's going on, and so you're hey, don't stand behind that. Oh wait, no, you can't feed that. That's not one of our horses.
Sure.
Oh wait, stop. Please no. This is where you can sit. Oh my God, Grandma's sitting out on the bench on the cross country. Somebody go get her.
She's on that blue bench. No wonder the horse spooked.
And so while you may not be worried about sense number 4, there's other stuff that's preventing you from really getting in the right place.
Yeah.
So that's a very good point there.
Excellent advice as usual, Michelle. Now, for folks who want to get a hold of you because they're looking for someone to judge their horse show or do their clinic or teach them to ride or train their horse, where can they find you?
They can find me at rightlead.com, or you can just email me, Michelle, Michelle, @rightlead.com.
And you guys have a Facebook page too, right?
I do have a Facebook page. Yeah, I do.
Right Lead Equestrian Center.
That's right.
There we go. Thank you very much, Michelle.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. You can find links to today's guests as well as bunches more tips at horsetipdaily.com. Make sure to have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free Horse Radio Network app for iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. And you can also subscribe to our shows via iTunes. Just search for Horse Radio Network. And thanks again to our sponsor, Clarion Hotel Lexington, and listeners like you. This is Coach Jen, and I'll be back again soon with another tip. So until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.